This is a 31 Pearls production. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Book of Manuscripts, Chapter 19, 113th Scroll. The boat encircling rope is half chafed through. The chariot hand is broken and bound. The door socket is splintered and plastered. My son carries sand to the terminals, and my daughter sits at home. I wander wearily across a spiritual wilderness, tormented by deluding mirages of truth. Nothing is whole, nothing is right. The ways of a man are always right in his own eyes, but they deceive him, and unless he has guidance of the law, he is led astray. Where is the law today? Is it where it should be? Inscribed on the living hearts of the people? Or is it a thing written on dead scrolls rolled up and discarded? We make of our lives what we will. Destiny supplies us with the yarn, which we weave into a pattern of beauty and utility, or tangle up into a hopeless, wasteful confusion. Where are the craftsmen spinners today? A wise man is one who bathes in the waters of wisdom. A fool is one who wallows in the filth of folly. The well of wisdom is not a public place from which anyone may draw out without discrimination. Its entrance is barred to he of the loud mouth, but opens to receive the calm and silent one. Where today are the men of quiet manner and calm bearing? No wise words or well-phrased writings are needed to inform men that the light of the sun exceeds that of the moon, or that he who has toiled through the heat of the day will not lie on a bed of sleeplessness. Those are things experienced by a few, that are unknown to the many, that have to be explained. Such are spiritual things, but where today are those who have known and experienced them? Who can explain them to others? Today, men seek to gather where they have not planted. They desire the increase, but disdain the effort. They seek to benefit through the toil of others, and unproductive tongues move vigorously, while skilled hands are idle. Men must learn that no more can be taken from the storehouse than was placed there. Where are the men of self-assurance, the men of straight tongue, of constant speech, that were known of yore? Today, if an ass were king, men would bray. This is the day when fine speech flourishes, but it lacks substance. It falls from the tongue and is lost on the wind. The words of the night are soaked in honey, but as the day dawns, they melt away with the dews of morning. Even the words of lovers are sweet but for a day. Tomorrow they turn to bitterness and gall. Oh, for the days that were, the joyous days now past, when words were things of substance, with but one meaning. Now my days are without object. They are spent in stringing and unstringing my lyre, while the song I wish to sing remains mute in my heart. I do not look for the overthrow of evil. I do not bewail the existence of wickedness. These will always be while man remains mortal. Wickedness will flourish even in the house of God. For has he not ordained the law, which permits a poisonous weed to flourish among healing herbs? Neither do I seek for any undue reward, nor do I consider my goodness deserves it. Goodness is the seed we sow in the soil of mortal life on earth, to reap in the sunshine of heaven. yet I would enjoy some pleasure undiluted with sorrow. Now, even at the bottom of my rare cups of joy, lie the dregs of bitterness and sorrow. I have never failed to come to the aid of the poor and lowly. I have ever obeyed the laws of God and man. Goodness has always been honored in my heart, and I have constantly read the sacred writings. Yet never have I found these things consistent with the mortal well-being, because my tongue did not turn around corners and twist back on itself, because the words I spoke came from my heart, undiluted with any malicious thought, because I chided the rich for their selfishness and inconsideration, their wasteful living and meaningless activities. They became my enemies. Because I called upon the powerful to live according to the laws they professed to uphold, and the words declared to be sacred, I was seized and imprisoned. When I protested the injustice to the ears of the people, I was beaten with rods. I was branded as one who seeks to destroy the stability of the land. I, who tried to set an example of goodness, to lead a life dedicated to my God, to convert the wicked to righteousness, am myself declared wicked by the workers of evil. Why is this, O my God? Have I, to my sorrow and undoing, weighed the values of life wrongly? I, who was once a man of estate, am now poor. I have been deprived of all I possess. I supported the oppressed against the powerful, and lent my arm to the lowly. I threw my own riches into the balances to counter the injustices of the rich. What has been my reward from those to whom I gave aid and succor? Do they not mock me and hold me in contempt? Am I not called a fool even by them? I am thrown crusts of bread in pity, but no man calls me friend. I speak to men, but they become restless and remember things which called them away. The sight of me causes men to quicken their steps and change the direction of their journey. Has goodness, then, become a plague in the land? Yet I have sought but to turn others from wickedness, and to replace their misdeeds with deeds of goodness. I have sought to revalue virtue, so that it becomes honored among men, not merely a plaything of words, but a treasure held in the heart. Yet men mock me. They say, these are things in which we too believe, but no man can wholly live by them. They are not the substance of life, and none but a fool discards the substance for the shadow. Where is my dwelling? Is it not occupied by one who wrings tears from widows and steals the food of orphans? The wicked one sleeps on a bed of comfort. The righteous one lays his head upon a stone. Where is my tomb? Does it not await one whose foot is heavy on the necks of the humble, and whose yoke bears down intolerably on those who labor? The wicked one contemplates his end with contentment. A place of honor awaits him. The righteous one will mingle his bones with those of dogs and cattle. Where are my servants? Do they not toil for one who deals with them harshly, who rejoices at the sweat that pours down on their labors? The wicked one sits on seats of comfort. He wallows in an overabundance of good things. The righteous one squats in the burning sun. He is grateful for a few crumbs and a little water. Where is my wife? Is she not cast into bondage, an object of abuse and amusement? Is her master not a man of many useless words, one who dispenses lewdness for pleasure? What misery and degradation she suffers! The wicked one never lacks the delights and services of women. The righteous one lacks even a smile of compassion, a hand to touch his head. Where are my children, the comfort and consolation of an old man? Do they not labor with bitterness of heart, bearing the scorn poured upon the gray head of their father, with unrewarding fortitude? The wicked ones display their riches and mock my children, saying, all this is ours to enjoy, or give others at our pleasure. Where then is your reward? The righteous one cannot even give a piece of rag to patch the garments of his offspring, or a morsel of bread to ease their hunger. Where are my riches? Where my estate? Are they not enjoyed by the avaricious and haughty, the sly man and the cunning man, the hypocrite and deceiver? The wicked ones have no thought of righteousness and virtue. They are clad in comfort and filled to fullness. The righteous one has half a garment, and his next meal is unseen. Is earth the heritage of the wicked, or the heritage of the good? If goodness is to be won for earth by example, then what must I do? If by words, what more can I say? If by weapons, can an unarmed man fight a multitude? Where have I failed? I do not know. I have no answer. I believe, I hope. I am an old man bowed down with the cares of an old man. The fires of youth are burned out, leaving just the gray, comfortless ashes. When men ask, I answer, I do not know. Can any man answer more truthfully? Ramotip, son of Yagab by Ilipah, daughter of Pasanesu, commander of the royal protectors, found him by the road to Basiros, as he journeyed to meet the great bride. Ramotip took him to the shrine of the flame at Nozab. He had come home. The name Ramotip is honored forever. Gold and silver there was none. He came to the mooring post among friends. Two alone, in the house of the Lady of the Sycamore, remain steadfast on the hard, grim road. They are protected by her illustrious mantle. They are hidden in her shadow. His scroll is placed among the scrolls that last forever. Though it be but a splash in the Nile, it is his memorial. His name is on the great scroll. His success was in his failure. In trying to change others, he changed himself. Each effort was but a shaping stroke to glory. Earth is as it should be. It cannot be changed. But if a man would change himself to his own benefit, he must ever strike and seek to change it. The message of this writing is not one of futility, but one of hope. No man could have better shaped his future. These are the later days, yet things remain unchanged. The good suffer while the wicked prosper. Whose fault is this? Certainly not God's. This is a man-made state. It was built by strength, and strength must smash it down and rebuild. The good have been too passive. Arise from your knees and look the foe in the face. Strike a blow for God and good.